Hello and welcome to another Drive-In Double Feature. I'm Ryan,
I'm Nathan.
and this is the podcast where we talk about two movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday. And today we're going to be talking about 1986's Critters, directed by Stephen Herek. Nathan, this is the movie that started it all. You-
Started it all.
yeah, this
Started what?
the Critters franchise, Nathan. There's
Oh,
so much Critter content that didn't even realize was out there. I knew there were sequels. I just didn't realize there was that many sequels to
yeah.
Critters.
There's four other ones, right?
There's three and one and a reboot series and another and I think like another movie. Like there's a TV series and I think like another movie that came out like afterwards.
Yeah, there's like one that came out like 2019 or something. But
Yeah.
Ryan, did you happen to notice something? We've talked about a Stephen Herek movie before, returning director.
Have we? Oh, it was, of course, Nathan. It was Mr. Holland's Opus
My favorite movie. Everyone remembers Mr. Holland's Opus.
with Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah. No, it was an equally unmemorable movie, Rockstar.
Oh, so did you tell your dad about that?
I did not because I just realized this when I was looking
Oh,
at
okay.
Wikipedia. Yeah, this is his first movie. He started with Critters.
And you know what? He somehow declined.
Somehow. Well, have you ever
He
seen
he
Mr.
peaked
Holland's Opus?
he peaked early.
He peaked right from the start. And I mean, he wrote this movie too. He didn't write
Yeah, he did.
Rockstar.
A double threat. That's what
Yeah,
I say.
seriously.
Doubly threatening.
and
But
and before we get into the movie, I think New Line Cinema's original logo is so damn cool. The red and black New Line Cinemas logo. Was this on your copy? I'm guessing you watched it on Tubi, right?
yes.
Because New Line, it became like the blue thing and it fell and it was like a film strip or whatever the hell. This one's like it's black and red and it stands out. I think
hmm
that logo is so cool. Just saying. Thought I'd get that out there.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to I think the very first time I remember this movie, Nathan, it was a long, long time ago. I remember hearing about Critters. Um, so I think this movie has a cameo appearance in the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Nathan, like the very first live action one
Really? I didn't
from
know that.
1990, because Raphael like goes to like a cinema, and I don't know if I can't remember if it's Critters 1, 2, or 3 or whatever, but
Hmm.
it's one of the Critters ones. I'm almost positive it's this one. And he just looks at the movie like he like just left the movie. He's just like, yeah, like what are we gonna make like a decent movie again type of thing. Where they oh yeah, he's like, where do they come up with this stuff?
Take those words out of your mouth. That's what I would have said walking out of the theater.
Yeah, that's what I would have said to a giant turtle, man.
Well, yeah, yeah, no, I make fun of them too.
Uh, but yeah, I mean I've known about Critters for a really long time. Again, this is another staple where I remember seeing the box at like the video store, like in the horror section.
Hmm.
And I just figured, I was like, you know what? Like I've heard about this movie for a long time. I've always thought it was a Gremlins ripoff, which is not necessarily the case.
Not really, no, no. I mean, like you can see there's inspiration there, but it's not really gremlins. It's not like they're like not good creatures. There's no good and bad creatures. They're all bad.
Well, but this was like that was like a common criticism of this movie at the time. It was sort of like widely believed to be a ripoff of Gremlins. And
I can see it. Like I can see someone thinking that.
I could see it, but this movie was actually had our this there was already like a script of this movie when Gremlins went into production. So it
Really?
was
Okay.
and now mind you, this movie didn't come out until 2 years after Gremlins, and I think what they said they did is like once Gremlins came out, they actually had to make changes to their original screenplay to avoid any similarities between them and Gremlins.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah, but this one, I mean, besides them being like little creatures and killing people and stuff like that, that's to me that's where the similarities end. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just there's really nothing about this movie that I think really screams like Gremlins other than just like they're like little like monsters
Yeah.
basically.
I mean, Gremlins has so much more behind it. I mean, Gremlins is a great movie. Love Gremlins. There's a more like there's human characters here, but I feel like in Gremlins they're better developed, and it's more about the emotional relationship with this guy and his little buddy. I feel like you get more emotion there, where this is just kind of like B movie horror.
Yeah. It's you doesn't have near the amount of emotional weight, and then it
Hmm.
doesn't have near the amount of fun times or special effects. So
Hmm.
it's a much inferior version, just in terms of production quality. I don't want to
Yeah.
get into like the actual
Yeah.
movie of it,
If
but
you were to compare them, but I think at the end of the day, I really wasn't like I think I thought about Gremlins because it's little people, but I honestly didn't. I by the end of it, I
it,
didn't really make the connection.
yeah, I mean, if you knew nothing about Gremlins and like you should watch this one and then you watch Gremlins, I doubt you'd be like, oh my God, they're the same movie. But
Gremlins
uh,
is a Critters ripoff.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, this movie starts out with like a little family that lives on a farm, and I didn't there's Dee Wallace plays the mom. She's the mom
Yeah.
from E.T. She's in
Yeah,
this movie.
which is funny because there is an ET doll in this movie as well.
And you had that when you were younger.
I did not. Well, remember, I didn't like ET for the longest time, but I did remember going to the drive-in to see the ET re-release they did in 2002, and I had Reese's Pieces and watched the movie, and I fell asleep
Because you were bored.
because I was bored. Yeah, exactly. Um,
Even the Reese's Pieces couldn't keep you awake.
yeah. Here's the thing: is Dee Wallace. I think she's the top billed actor in this movie, and that's just name only because she doesn't do much in this movie.
No. And I will say though, Nathan, she uh she does come around for more Critters movies
I
in the
noticed
future.
that. I noticed that a good little bit of the cast actually returns for the Critters movies. The main kid does. So does the sister. The sister returns in like the third one. The crazy guy, or he's not crazy. The guy who gets signals from the aliens. I think he's in all of the original Critters.
Yeah. So you mentioned the little boy. Did you recognize the little boy? Do you know who that little boy is?
I didn't recognize him, but I did look up his IMDb profile, and yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
Well, that's yeah, cause I thought I was like, that kid looks so familiar. And
Hmm.
it's Scott Grimes, who if you probably his most popular is that he's Steve on American Dad. That's like the probably his
That's
biggest
right.
claim to fame. And but he was on like the Orville, if you watched any of that at
Hmm.
all, and then
He's in Band of
uh
Brothers.
Band of Brothers. And he also had a chart-topping song at one point called
What?
Sunset Boulevard.
I didn't know this. He charted?
I think it peaked at like number 18 on the Billboard chart.
Holy crap! I'm gonna
So
have to look
so
this up. So he's a
so
one-hit
so
wonder.
he's a one-hit wonder, yes.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, interesting.
But anyway, yeah, he's the little boy in this movie, and um, kind of how this movie starts is these little aliens kind of crash land onto Earth,
Hmm.
and we kind of pan over, and there's also these other aliens, these shape-shifting type
Hmm.
of aliens, and their sole mission is to find and kill uh the critters. We don't know that right away because they seem like they're bad guys at first.
Hmm. And they
But
are kind of bad guys because they don't care about other life. They just want to find these critters and kill them, and they don't care what stands in their way. But they aren't
yeah,
overly like I will kill a human just for no reason.
No, but they have no problem harming them or attacking them in any sort of way.
Yeah.
And how they go about this though is the they're able to shapeshift into humans. So they like one of them watches like a music video and he's like, "Oh, okay, like that's who I'm going to be." And he transforms into, which we don't find out later. It's his name is Johnny Steele, I think.
Yeah, Johnny Steele, you got it.
And so the thing I kind of thought of like during that scene, which they don't really mention it until like the end of the movie or like towards the end. I'm like, okay, he just shapeshifted into like a celebrity
Yeah.
and nobody recognizes him at all. They're like
Yeah.
that until at it's like the last like third or fourth of the movie, like the little boy just sees him. He's just like,
You're
"You're
Johnny
Johnny Steele."
Steele. Yeah, he's the
Hmm.
first one. And I think that's supposed to show like this is like a backwater town a little bit
Yeah.
because I think at one point they show up and they like shoot up a church and one of the women there's like look they look like they were dressed from Los Angeles or something, like that. So I think it's supposed to be like nobody knows anything around these parts because this is very much a farming town. I don't know what I was expecting with Critters, but I guess I didn't expect that the family was going to be like the dad's a farmer, he tends the field, they're kind of got like accents going on. I say that, but the daughter just does not belong in the main family here. She feels so out of place. I know that's kind of the joke, but yeah. So
Yeah, she is
I I did jump
she is nothing
around.
like them.
So
Yeah, she's nothing like them whatsoever. And uh she's just like a typical high school girl. And she's like, "Oh, like honey, like Steve's on the phone." They're like, and the dad walks like, "Oh, is that the last boy you said you were in love with last week or whatever?
mhm.
That was your love."
But
She's
this
like,
time
"No,
it's
this is Steve."
this time it's real. It's Billy Zane. Okay.
Yeah, that's Billy Zane plays her boyfriend,
Yeah. But no, yeah.
and
So
he's like, "Hey, I got 2 tickets to the Titanic. You want to go with me?"
hell no. Shave your hair first. Okay. Which and now he's bald and fat.
Wow,
Good for him. Good for him.
you
He's
know what?
happy.
He's looking good.
Oh, there we go. We heard it here first. I'm sure other people have said the same thing. But yeah, so we have this family off to the side, and that's after this weird sci-fi intro, like you said, about these aliens coming down and they're shape shifting and they have green heads and they shape shift and they come down to this town to find the critters. And then we focus on this family for a good chunk of the movie, where it's kind of just about their drama, like them, her dating life, and then the little boy he pretends to be sick or he tries to be sick to stay home from school. And then the farmhand is a guy who gets signals from aliens in his teeth, which of course is at first you're supposed to be like, oh, that's just a joke, but you realize that it's true.
Well, it's this guy named Charlie. He's like the
Mhm.
farmhand, and he's also like the town drunk and or crackpot
Yeah,
of the town. Like, he's got like all these wild theories and stuff. And I was kind of thinking he was going to be like a really kind of monster type of character, like a weirdo
mm,
character, because he ends up shooting the daughter like in the butt with a slingshot, and
that's
she's
right.
like, "Oh, ow!" And because he was kind of like staring at her, and I thought he was going to be kind of like a creep almost,
Oh, I
but
gotcha.
that doesn't come into play at all, which thankfully. And
No, he actually ends up being just a good, general, generic good guy. Maybe just a bit nervous.
yeah, he's just a little offbeat.
Yeah.
Um, but we do get the critters eventually do show up. The dad kind of goes down into, well, that first they end up encountering one of the cops that's out there,
Mhm.
and the guy ends up flipping his car over, and then the critters just like gang rush him and just kind of eat his whole body almost.
Yeah, and he takes on the cop's form. One of the aliens, the one that's not Johnny Steele, takes on the cop's form for a little bit of the movie.
Yeah, and the critters, I mean, they look pretty They kind of look like evil Furbies, kind of.
That's the best way to put it. They are very Furby, like very fat, round, and hairy. Except that these they don't have beaks. They're just really sharp teeth.
They have really big mouths that are filled with like sharks looking teeth, and they have like really big eyes.
Yes, yeah. I kind of like their design. I thought they were cute. I thought they served their purpose well. Just like these cute little monsters that'll kill you. And this is my biggest issue with this movie. Not enough critters. They were a movie named Critters, and they put a lot of work into these special effects for them. Feel like they weren't in the movie very much, or at least they didn't do much.
I agree. I mean, parts of the art there is completely fun. I had a
Oh,
good time seeing that. I
they're
was
they're the
entertained.
best part of the movie when they're in it. They're really fun.
But I did find a lot of the human scenes to be kind of a drag a little bit.
That
I
was
just
that's why like overall like I felt like this movie it was fine, but it was just kind of boring. Like I feel like we skipped from like the introducing the characters to when they first introduced the critters in our description. But that's like a good chunk of the movie is just like human scenes, getting to know them. And unlike Gremlins, these characters are just kind of one note and boring.
yeah, I mean, Gremlins, you could think of like you can think of like the Futtermans, or
Hmm.
you can think of Billy, or like his dad's like an inventor, and they have like the little neighbor kids. You have like the little, or you like the evil older banker lady that's there too. So,
Hmm.
you could think of like a lot of the characters from that movie. It's like this one, it's like you said, like little boy and two farmer and his wife and
Yeah.
their daughter and drunk guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. This movie reminded me of a full moon movie in a way. It'd be very similar. And it's not a full moon, it's a new line, but it just like the way the characters are just kind of boring. Like I've literally seen this scene in full moon movies with kids so many times where the kid gets in trouble and then the dad or the mom's like, "You're not eating your supper." And then they go up and like he doesn't eat supper. I feel like that is like in every full moon movie and it's in this one.
Yeah, because that kid ends up getting blamed a lot for
Mhm.
all the bad stuff that happens on the farm. Um, until, like I said, the critters do eventually show up is at the farmhouse. The
Mhm.
dad is like downstairs, like in the basement, trying to fix like a fuse, I believe.
Mhm.
And like one of the critters just jumps on his arm and like just basically like eats away like half of his shoulder almost, and he's just got this
Mhm.
big open wound. He's just like, oh, just and he's in a lot of pain, and that's when like the critters are showing up. The critters do actually have their own language
I
too.
love that.
That
Yeah, and you read it in subtitles.
uh, which they said was like in the production, it was a mix of French and Japanese,
Oh,
and
interesting.
and because they are portrayed as like having intelligence. They're not like
Yeah.
these mindless monsters. Like they do have an intelligence to
Yeah,
them.
because I almost expected like the subtitles would be in broken English or something, but they say like full sentences. It just seems like they just want to kill. Like they just want to kill these guys.
And eventually, like Dee Wallace, she ends up getting like the shotgun from her husband,
Mhm.
and she does manage to kill one of the critters. And
Mhm.
then she starts swinging like the gun like a club, uh, there's so many points too that like I know it's fake, but like she had like the barrel pointed like at her face, like
Yes.
trying to like hit them like with like like poke them with the butt of the gun.
Hmm.
I'm just like, what are you doing? Stop! And
Yeah, and
yeah,
which is funny. It goes to their character because she goes crazy in this movie, which I actually was one of my least favorite aspects is her going crazy off of this.
yeah.
I thought her character was really annoying.
I did not care for Dee Wallace in this movie. I thought she was one of the most underwhelming parts of this movie, where you're
Yeah.
kind of like she just plays. She's very hysterical throughout a lot of these scenes, and
Hmm.
there's so many scenes too where like the little boy is like forced to like go spring into action because like the dad's like, oh, I can't. He's like, I can't go check on the farm or whatever. And the kid's like, I'll go do it. And they just like, okay, you're like 8 or whatever, or 10.
Yeah, I think he's like the dad's like, well, let's say if I let you do this on your own, and then yeah, it's just like, okay, you can do it. He offers him the gun, and the kids even has the sense to be like, no, keep the gun here. It'll just slow me down.
Uh, oh, there was another, like, I have to bring up, this is nothing to do with like the actual plot of the movie, but one thing that was bothering me. Do you have a garbage disposal at your house or
Yes,
at your
yeah.
place? Did you notice how she handled this garbage disposal? Like
No, I
the
didn't.
the garbage disposal is on and she is actively shoving food, a lot of food, like whole pieces of food
Oh my
down this garbage
God.
disposal with like her bare hand and
Her
like
bear.
shoving it
Oh
in.
my God.
I was like, "What are you doing? Stop!
That's
Stop!"
scary. God.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
They
This
didn't know how to
woman never."
handle garbage disposals in the 80s.
Oh, I don't keep my hand like
No, I'm too scared to
even
do
like
anything like that.
even like when I stick my hand down in there and like the power will be like off totally and I'm nowhere near the switch, I'm
Hmm.
still like
Oh yeah.
totally afraid like my hand's gonna get destroyed.
Oh, same here. Yeah, I hate just sticking my hand in there like in general. Like I could it could be off and I don't want to even like get near it. So this lady, she has guts. She is gutsy.
It
Um
has nothing to do with the movie. It's just one thing I noticed that really
uh,
bugged me.
which well then add that I don't think anybody got up and didn't wipe in this movie. So, that's another one I know you look out for in
Like,
movies.
I don't
No,
think
no,
anyone
no,
took
nobody
a
did. I'm
crap.
just saying, I know you're always on the lookout for that
I,
too.
I do have a list on Letterboxd of like movies for people that just take a dump and they just pull up their pants afterwards.
Call it a day. But no, definitely the star of this movie though are the critters because I love like the little details they have of they're almost like Sonic where they roll up into a ball and that's how they run away really fast is they're in a ball and they just like spin really fast away from
Yeah.
everything. There's a really great death scene because the kid, his main tool is his slingshot, and he has a little firecracker on there. And he shoots it, and the critter eats it like whole, and it explodes inside of him. And you either expect like him to like fully explode, but it's like a cartoon. So the smoke just kind of comes out of his nose, and he just falls over and dies.
I,
I laughed so
I
hard.
was I was expecting so much. Like I was expecting this thing to like explode,
Yes.
but he like you said he just goes like like just like falls over. I was kind of like, oh, okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that.
It was very unexpected. I thought it was very funny to just take it so simple like that. And it's like those are the bits that I liked because it felt like a cartoon. It was like a little bit of light in this movie to kind of make it a little sillier.
Well, yeah, because like I said, the critters can talk, and they only have one. We only have hear one conversation, but they end up saying like, oh, they have weapons. Like, oh, that's no worry. Like, oh, that's not a big deal. And then
Hmm.
one of them gets like blown away by the shotgun. He's just like, he curses and it's like, oh, dang it, just it gets out of there.
Yeah.
Um, but I probably like the biggest thing is so like the bounty hunters do show up, like the
Mhm.
shapeshifters do show up and they team up with the family and they're able to kill some of the critters, including like one that jumps in the toilet and so they explode the toilet and the
That's
critter
right.
ends up exploding. Um, but how they're able to kill the critters is this kid has this little firecracker
Hmm.
thing, and Charlie, the crackpot, also has like a Molotov cocktail that's about to like go off and on this ship,
Hmm.
and they're able to put it on the critter ship. And this one little firecracker and Molotov cocktail is able to explode
This
an
huge
entire spaceship.
UFO. Yeah, it's like a big ship. And yeah, it just they fully they explode it. And I also love how they make it out just in time out of the UFO. They climb out of there. Because they go in
Hmm.
there because his sister gets kidnapped, right? And then she's stuck in there, and then he goes in and saves her.
That's right.
Hmm.
And towards the end of the movie, though, like the critters have, there have been eviscerated. but their house is totally destroyed. It's been
Yeah.
reduced to rubble.
Hmm.
And this scene at the end though is just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I thought this kind of took away from it a little bit because I was just like
Uh-huh.
I was like this is really this feels kind of like padding and it feels really stupid too at the same time.
Yeah,
Uh,
whenever you're talking about when they rebuild the house, like they reverse it
yeah,
almost. I agree. It made it feel like a different type of movie where it felt almost like a
like a whimsical like kids
yeah,
movie or something.
exactly. Like, wow, you could rebuild my whole home. It's not played for jokes or anything. And like these guys are painted as like good guys, the bounty hunters, because they give the kid like their card, I believe, or something's like, "Hey, call me anytime," which is
Yeah,
goofy.
well, yeah, and I think because that might be lead to the sequel or something like
Yeah,
that. I don't know, but also too like when they're rebuilding the house, like the cat gets like dragged like into like the
that's
house that's
right.
being rebuilt, and they find the cat inside the mailbox.
That's right. Yeah, because there is a cat the whole movie that once again another cat actor like it has to act really scared. There's like a scene where the young boy is holding the cat and the cat's like freaking out and like clawing him. I don't that could have not have been a fun scene to film.
Do you remember the cat's name, Nathan?
I feel like I should know, but no, I don't.
It's Chewy.
That's right. Chewy, like my favorite type of food. Chewy foods.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Chewy bar, the Chewy granola bars.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be
yeah.
named after anything else.
No, nothing else. Uh, but yeah, that's basically how the movie ends, and they do see it's like they pan over and it's little critter eggs. It's like, oh my God, and
Hmm.
that's where it ends. Honestly, pretty much what I expected. I uh I kind of expected, to have like a lot of fun with like a lot of like the alien scenes and like the critter scenes, but I also kind of expected like the rest of it to be kind of like not very noteworthy as far as like the human characters and stuff.
You know, I was kind of the opposite. I was kind of excited for this movie because I'd always heard of it. I was always kind of interested in it. The cover has always looked fun. I actually confused the cover of this with the movie Ghoulies, the one with the thing popping out of the toilet. I've confused those both movies. That's another one I want to watch, but I don't know. Critters has always been like, oh, that would be fun to watch one day. And then I was just kind of disappointed. I was like, part of this is fun and the other half is like very mild. But I understand why you'd expect this because watching almost 500 movies here on this podcast, there's been a lot of times where we watch movies that are just like this.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess I did expect a little something more because this did spawn a franchise. This is
Yeah.
not like one of
Yeah.
those one and done movies. So, but I guess, and I looking though, this movie was not like a huge hit or anything like that either. This wasn't like a monster hit.
Yeah. I mean, it made 13 million on a 3 million budget. So I think it was like good enough.
I
I
guess so.
guess,
It made just enough money to warrant a sequel.
yeah. I wonder if it was popular like on rental. I wonder if the rent because that cover is very like of just the critter standing there. That's very like you even remember seeing it in the video store.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily see like you get together with some friends and you put this on and you have a good time with it.
Hmm.
Um, but I think overall, I I'm kind of like in the middle here because there are some fun moments with like the critters. Um, I would probably give it a very, very tepid recommend.
I think I'm on the opposite end. I think I would give it a light not recommend. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it's not like I dislike this movie. It was okay, but I think it's so okay that like I don't think it's really worth watching. So I wouldn't be like I wouldn't really say like watch it.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's just there was nothing in there that was overly bad that made me
Hmm.
dislike this movie. Because I mean, it's nothing. There's not really an aspect in there where I was just like, I hated this movie or anything
No.
like it. So for me, I guess I was like, like you could do worse. That's how I kind of felt about it.
Well, then we're half glass full, half glass empty. Because I go, you could do better.
Every movie you see, like, that sucked.
Yeah, every movie is just a that sucked. I could see so much better, but I actually never see anything better.
You're right. You're never satisfied at the movies.
No.
Uh, but I think that's gonna do it for Critters. So Nathan, what are we going to be talking about next time?
All right. Well, Ryan, we are going to be talking about Black Rain, which is going to be streaming over on Amazon Prime.
Oh, good. I've actually wanted to see that.
Same here. But Ryan, what are we covering on Thursday?
Well, Nathan, I did some digging and I found a movie that I was interested in. I looked up the plot of it and I never had heard of it before. Nathan, we're going to be watching about the movie Over the Edge, and that is on Tubi. That's if there's multiple ones, it's the 1979 version, if that helps you.
Okay, yeah, I know this movie. I've actually always wanted to watch this one.
But I think that's going to do it. So if you have any thoughts and opinions, please email us over at driveandoublefeaturepodcast@gmail.com. And as always, check our YouTube channel as well. But until next time.
Until next time.